Welcome to GoCougs.com's Cats, the Cougar After Thoughts Show. We are going to have quite a bit of fun tonight. Kelvin Sampson was thrown out of this game. Why is that so funny to you? That poor man.
Poor.
He barely walked onto the court. I mean, like a foot or two. Barely. So, I mean, could you hear him screaming at you in that moment?
You know, it's crazy. I've seen Coach Sampson walking to me that exact same way more times than I can count.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
He said the last time he was kicked out of a game was when he was at Washington State. That's been 30 years.
Wow.
It was at Pauley Pavilion, he said.
Never too old to restart the cycle, man. You know?
Well, I don't know if it's a cycle, but it's a restart. It's a rekindling of.
Drew barely stepped out of the box, so Kelvin just said, "Screw it, I'm going all the way down there."
Wow, he got his money's worth. When I looked up,
I was like, "Who the hell's on the court?" Oh, that's Coach.
That's Kelvin Sampson on the court. Yeah. Let's listen. Let's listen to what he said when he was asked this question. Like, you knew it was coming, and he did not have a lot of patience for this question. Check it out.
All shed. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get the microphone to you. Who has a question? Who has a microphone? There's a microphone, kids. Colton, we'll give it to Joseph, please. Joseph, and then we'll go to Chris, please.
Right side.
Joseph, when you're ready, go ahead.
Kelvin, if we could start with the
What would you like to know?
what exactly happened there and what's your thoughts on it?
I have no thoughts. So if I say something, answer your question, they find me $25,000. What part of $25,000 are you willing to pay? So don't ask me silly questions, because it's a $25,000 fine if I tell the truth. So I can't. So don't ask me.
We'll go to Chris.
I think that's pretty cut and dried, right? Not having it, not interested in your question.
Yeah, I need all that chicken. Yeah. That is funny, man. That is
not
funny.
Interested in your question. Chris Pesman was in the presser. He's never, ever been there. His wife, Karen, was in the presser. I've never seen her there. So they were making sure that he kept his calm. He had his watchers. What did y'all think about what you saw tonight, Brad?
I think it was a great get-right game. Played a lot better. Came out with a lot more intensity, which was nice to see. Malik Wilson, where did you come from? That's a hell of a game. I was really impressed. And one thing I was paying attention to, I think Sharp had a great game as well. But I was
Welcome
watching
back.
him. I was watching him more on the defensive end, and that kid is a different player on defense this year.
You're talking about Emmanuel?
Yeah, he's a different player. I mean, he moves his feet. He's not getting a ton of steals, but the fact that he is stopping the ball, getting to the baseline, he's staying in front of his man. His lateral movement is dramatically better than what it's been in the past. So he looked really good tonight and finally got some shots to fall for him. So that was nice to see.
He didn't have any steals tonight, but I think he's in the top 5 in the Big 12 in steals.
Well, his play of the game defensively was in the first half when they had a shot clock violation. Yeah. He was beat to the baseline and cut the guy off, stopped the ball, and forced it back to the middle, which took another 3 seconds, and then they didn't have a shot to get off. So I mean that was effectively a steal, and that goes into my off the books stats.
Yeah,
they struggled to get shots off in that first 10 minutes. It had been a while since we'd seen a team struggle like that. Galen, what did you see?
One thing I do want to say is steals don't always mean you're a good defender.
Okay.
I think it was like a year in the league that Steph Curry led the league in steals, and it's like nobody would call him a good defender. So him like typically when you're a defender and you're guarding the best player or you have one of the best offensive players on the other team, since their skill level is so high, you aren't going to force them into very many turnovers because they get the best defender guarding them on every team they play. So, but to piggyback off that, I think that it was a great game for us to kind of get back to our identity and like he said, Malik, he was the player of the year. He averaged 17 points for Louisiana Lafayette. He's a guy that he hasn't been able to do that for us, not his role for us, but like his pedigree is filling up that score sheet. He's a guy that can score the basketball. And I like how we defended. I like how Jamal was aggressive, but I also liked how we were able to squeeze Big Said into get some minutes. And it's like when you got a guy that big, and me personally, I think that decision reflects on dealing with Hunter Dickinson. When you got a kid that big, 6'10", probably 260, less than 8% body fat, just all muscle. You got to figure out a way for him to, help you win basketball games. And I do think that decision was a byproduct of dealing with Hunter Dickinson and, our center depth that game. But like I said, I'm glad our guys were able to respond. This was definitely a very, very losable game. And, as all games are in the Big 12, but I'm just glad our guys had the right mindset and they were able to come out and, handle this one from start to finish.
What do you mean decision? You're talking about putting Said in?
Yeah, he typically
Well,
see him.
everybody had 3 fouls.
Yeah, but
so Jojo got 3 in the first half. Juwan got it right after the half. So he had to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just feel like you mix a little bit of circumstance with necessity. That's a big body, and he's a freshman, and there might be a time where who's to say that what happened a game ago can't happen again.
Right.
There may be a time where you might need that big body, that you might need that strength. So I thought that him getting minutes, especially in the first half, and seeing like what he would do with it, I thought that was a rather, because they could have easily decided to go small, but I thought that was rather a strategic move to see like what can we get from this kid if we were to throw him into the fire. And personally, I was a fan of it because you never know who you may need when someone goes down.
Okay, Starns. Starns and I had this great plan of how we wanted to run this show tonight. We were going to do this and we are going to do that, and then Kelvin blew the whole damn thing up at the 15-minute mark. So, Starns, what do you have from what you saw?
Well, I have a bunch of stats of the game, and if you still want me to do them.
How about one? Give me one good one.
Well, I was going to do boring to least boring. And,
damn.
Yeah.
Shit. Any fun on there,
brother? Put my feet up.
Well, Oklahoma State had 8 turnovers in the first 14 possessions. That was, that broke the game open. I'm sure you guys talked about it.
That's all we've talked about.
Yeah. Playing Oklahoma State is a young team, and a young team, young players having to deal with this defense, they just kind of don't have a chance unless it's full of 5-star point guards or something like that. But yeah, that was really what stuck out to me. And then you guys were talking about the Malik minutes, so I'm not going to go into there. But it's kind of by accident. But Jawan Roberts only getting 12 minutes was a big deal. Of course, he fouled out. But you could tell he wasn't going to be getting minutes that whole. Or they didn't want to give him minutes that game.
That shows the brilliance of Kellen Sampson. He said, "Nope, we're going to foul Jawan out so he doesn't have to play any minutes. We need to rest those knees." Kellen has taken it to the next level, where Kelvin just refuses to.
Strategery.
That's
I know
what it is.
I got a story to tell.
Uh-oh.
So I think it was my freshman year. Coach Samp, he had to, I forget what he had to do, but he wasn't going to be at practice. So Kellen had to run it, right? And I never told Coach Kell this story. Never told him. But I remember telling what I told him after practice was over. And we were all thinking like, Coach Samp ain't gonna be at practice. Like, we gonna chill today. Like that was like the vibe in the locker room. So we get out to the court. It was almost like it was Coach Sampson on steroids and it was Kellen. It was crazy. Like he was like, I felt like, and that was probably what, like 10 years ago. Like I felt like Coach Kell had so much to prove. He wasn't allowing any slippage from any position from anybody. And I remember being like, after practice was over, like I was a freshman, so I was still kind of naive on what I should say. But I was like, damn, Coach Kell. I was like, I said, damn, Coach Kell. We thought it was gonna be easier because Coach Samp was gone. Like I remember saying that, and it's just like Coach Kellen was not allowing any slippage whatsoever. Like the standard that Coach Samp held us to, he held us to a notch above that. You know,
Okay.
and I just think that that Coach Kellen, whenever it's his time to take over the reins, I don't feel like there's a better guy who's more prepared and more willing to be able to do so.
He looked like Kelvin as he was coaching. He was screaming the same way, pointing the same way.
Y'all wouldn't even understand, like, in practice you'd fuck up, and they'd yell at you, and they'd have, like, the same mannerisms. And it's just like they both just like, "Ah!" Like they both just yelling. And it's just like, damn, like, please, like, let this shit be over with. But like Coach Kell, he's definitely more than ready. Definitely more than ready.
Okay. Let's hear a little bit more from Kelvin. I don't know what this one is. We're going to get it a little surprise.
I don't know. I was back there playing with Maisie and Colin. I mean, Colin went to the bathroom. He was behind the curtain. I think he wanted me to play hide and seek, but so I don't know. We're up. I did see where we got up. What was our biggest lead tonight? 29-30, something like that. It's just glad to be 7-3. Headed to a big game on Saturday.
A little later, Starns asked him something about what happened late in the game. And Kelvin looked at him and said, Starns, you saw more of that game than I did.
No, I said first half of my question. I asked about Malik.
That doesn't matter.
And
he's always right.
And he was like, I don't know. He said, what did you think? And I just gave a thumbs up. And he was like, all right, I give a thumbs up too.
Yeah, short and sweet.
He wasn't interested in any of that. So I have not really seen the TV product. Let's take a look. We're going to look at 30 seconds. It's like a minute and a half, but we're going to look just at what happened at the start of this.
Thomas at one time, and he said at the end of Coach Mack's career, he was working at a boys club in Chicago. We have a technical foul right here. Uh-oh. He's been ejected. Wow.
And Kelvin Sampson with his team up 20 just got the gate on his home floor.
I got to see this because I thought this is interesting.
I mean, Kelvin Sampson walked almost the entire length of the floor to get in the face of the officials.
All right, let's watch right here. Watch the contact inside. See that push in the back? Yeah, that was a push in the back. That has to be called. And I'm going to just say this crew's done a good job to this point. The physicality in the Big 12 the last 2 weeks is unacceptable. Okay? Now,
I didn't realize that second view where you see him coming across. He was going
That's a
to
fiery
fight
dude.
somebody. Yeah, he was
No
going to
coffee.
pull somebody's soul out of their body.
I tell you what, nobody else could see it. Just I could see it on our site here as we're doing this. I didn't watch the video. I'm just watching Galen's reaction. you knew exactly what was coming. You knew exactly what was coming.
Coach Sam with the player walk, man. That's some funny stuff, man. That is some funny stuff.
Every time he demands his players get in the lane, he can show that video because he got to the fucking lane. He got all the way there. I didn't see how egregious that missed call was, but that was Tony Padilla underneath the basket, who's worked 5 games this week. If you ever wonder why our website puts that on social media for every game, who's the ref, how many games have they worked, what U of H games have they worked? This is why, is because tired refs will more times than not call ticky-tack crap to give themselves a rest. Padilla was walking around with his hands on his hips all night. He was tired. And, if your career is being a ref, $2,500 or $3,000 a night for games you worked, I'm going to go work 5 a week too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the way the Big 12 and other conferences allowed them to do that, and until this year, the Big 12 never graded officials, which blows my mind. You've never graded officials until this year. But Tony Padilla, who has been a problem in the past, problem for Kansas last night in Manhattan, and then flew down here after that overtime game to work this 6 o'clock game.
That's tough.
That's why we do it. And so F that guy. I'm not a ref complainer, but
Nope.
Yeah. So there's like 1,000 comments that we need to look at real quick.
I remember, Ryan, last year, it felt like once AAC came in, just like sort of as a punishment for leaving the AAC, they would feel like they would give U of H a lot of overworked refs. I feel like I remember something like that.
When you work in lower leagues, you get paid less. And so those guys are trying to make up. There used to be, when Chandy Jones was here, there was a woman that reffed, and she had a Trans Am, and her license plates were Ms. Ref. And I just remember this lady. She had blowouts. She was awful. And she would work like 4 games a day. She worked so much. And she would just drive her car all over the South and pick up these checks and per diems and everything. And, yeah, there's a lot of that. Why haven't y'all started? Well, we went and wanted to hear what Kelvin was going to say. I didn't think he was going to come. I thought he was going to sing Kellen. But nope. Didn't do that one. I don't know who did that. Is this you, Brad?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Because I'd be damned. I didn't say that. This is what he said. If I tell the truth, it's $25,000. I'm going to tell you something right now. If I were making $4 million a year, I'd part with the $25,000.
Hey,
I'd want to make some new friends.
Coach Sam used to always say, never forget where you come from.
Where I come from, you talk shit about the refs when they fuck up. So
it also don't come with a price tag. That's 5 figures. You know what I'm saying?
I think one time a year. When they start, assessing me, they dock my pay, or they or not dock your pay, but they make me miss a game, then I stop. But until then, I think I'm gonna watch quite a bit. All right, here we go. Here comes Quantis and Hollis with their Frenchies boxes. One of the new managers is with them. They're just walking across with their Frenchies.
Unbelievable.
Foul!
Look at those prima donnas.
Prima donnas.
Prima donnas. Soft as shit. Softer than puppy shit in the rain, son.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I think Quantis would whoop my ass.
No, Hollis too. Yeah.
Well, Hollis likes me. I don't know if Quantis likes me.
That tells me Hollis is crazy.
Yeah, never ejected at U of H.
Yeah.
He said he hasn't been ejected since Washington State. So
yeah, we covered that. It's the one thing we actually did cover. A lot of Malik gloves in the comments. We're just going to skip over a whole bunch. Hey, Starns, do your stats.
you don't want that.
Okay. Do you have any good ones, like really good ones?
I just really love that Sedlock came in, and in the first 25 seconds, he had a turnover and a foul.
That's efficient.
Reps.
That's
really
efficient. How about this one? Oklahoma State had 66 possessions and 37 shots. That ain't very good. But when you have 37 free throws.
A lot of fouls, sounds like to me.
Or 42 shots. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I messed that one.
You know, my normal reaction whenever we get when we get hosed on the free throw differential, usually I think it's, well, you know, we shoot a lot of shots outside. They shot more threes than we did.
Yeah. Tonight is not one of those nights where you chalk it up to the defense. I think this was egregious. I think this comment's about you, Towns. Let him rest his knees.
Oh.
No offense, but playing them was a free space on the bingo card. I haven't seen this, but I will take your word for it.
We have a great picture on our recap at the Cougar that will be going up shortly.
Oh, so it ain't even there.
Not there yet. It will be there.
Outrageous. Let's see. So Ryan, would you say it if you're no, but I mean we're talking about this
$4 million.
I mean, I make $1.75 an hour. And that would be a lot of money. You know how much I have to save to buy one of them damn hoodies? It's a lot.
Not that much, brother.
Well, at $1.75 an hour.
Whoever's watching this, can you sponsor us, please? We make great content.
I don't know. All the Frenchies, when you get it, the media has started getting it this year. This is the first time ever. It's cold when it gets here. It's cold and it's dry. So
cold chicken is still good chicken.
It is. We had to be on campus for a noon press availability with the football coaches. And I knew that I would be here all day. And so I was smart and I got the Frenchies. I got the Frenchies at 10:15, this morning. So like this, I think I was customer number 3. I can't believe 2 people got there ahead of me, frankly.
But you got the fresh stuff. I mean, you got it right out of the fryer.
Oh, it was good. 10:15 is a strategy.
It's like when you hit the lottery
forward.
at Popeyes.
Oh, shit.
So the Popeyes near you, I have that strategy down. You get there at 6:15, and that fresh chicken's coming out, the fresh white meat.
In the morning?
No, at night for dinner.
Oh,
well, that's good point.
Yeah. We're not doing any Taylor Swift references. You can put them in there all you want. It's not happening.
I don't even know Taylor Swift references.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. So who do y'all think had the best game for a U of H guy? I think there's a couple of options. Starnes, who do you say that had the best game tonight? Or the most impactful game? Obviously, this guy had the most points than that guy, but who stepped out?
I think Emmanuel Sharp had a really nice sort of bounce back game. He's kind of struggled with the shot recently, and that was a big deal. And he's still, rebounding okay. Javier Francis got some crazy boards today that he just was a monster. as he normally is, and so those are the two aside, Jamal Shed and his 23, but
Okay, so that's three now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad, one person.
I really enjoyed watching Ramon Walker play tonight.
Facts, culture.
Okay.
22 minutes and did not take a shot, but he was everywhere across the floor. 6 rebounds. I mean, he played some great defense. He got those typical hustle plays that he does. He's looking like he's comfortable again, and he is playing like he did when he was a contributor on that Final Four run. I just really love how that kid plays, and I know he has the talent to go out and produce on the scorebook numbers, and that'll come. But he's going to play such a vital role for us.
He's going to win you a game.
Yeah, he's going to do exactly that.
Several.
He's going to make some plays that you're going to need. And the more comfortable he looks, the better off he's going to be. And getting 22 minutes tonight was a huge step in that direction.
Galen, who do you have? Here comes the point guard talk.
I'm saying, like, obviously we're accustomed to Jamal, having swagger on the court and doing what he does. But I was really a fan of watching Malik tonight. Just because, like, I can understand the position that he's in and how many hours that he's put in that nobody that watches will ever see. And it's just the feeling that you get from putting in work that nobody is able to see, but like the effort you're putting into it, and to be able to have success, that is a great feeling. And it's like I was glad that he was able to have a game tonight where you can kind of see his confidence, you can kind of see his swagger. And I'm just happy for him for being able to just stick with it, because I know it's not an easy thing to do.
Malik Wilson, in the year of our Lord 2024, shot 50%. He was he made 5 shots. Malik Wilson. That is the only right answer.
People don't even know, like, Malik, when he was, I think he was like freshman of the year, player of the year at ULL. I think he might have averaged 17, 18 a game. Kid has been a bucket, but once you get to a certain team and you're playing at a certain level, you have to take on a new responsibility and a new role. And it's not always easy when you know that you have been able to do this at the collegiate level, which is, in this case, was score and produce offensively. So, just hats off to him for just buying in and sticking with it, because just that challenge of being able to adjust that young, I major props to him.
I think the thing now for these bench guys, like, Ramon, Malik, I think Damian Dunn had a nice game as well.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been a game on the road yet where, Malik or Ramon has really stuck out. Malik had moments at BYU. I think Ramon maybe has had some moments, but there hasn't been a game yet. And, Damian's had good games, but he also has had some really tough ones. But if you need one or two of those, if there's a game where one or two of those 3 guys can really play a great game, that could just go such a long way. Because we look at the minutes at these home games now, and you're seeing, Jamal Shed under 30 or around 30.
Right.
But what really matters is if you can get those minutes down from what was it, 38 against Kansas,
38,
that Jamal and Jawan
42 against Texas.
Yeah, if Malik and Ramon just have to take, and Damian have to take maybe 6 of those, and you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the next step.
And I don't know if this is an appropriate thing to say. We were in Austin 8 days ago for a game, and it feels like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable. Jamal shot 8 of 12 and 5 of 5 from the line. So he was 13 of 17. 2 of those were missed dunks.
That was awesome.
The second one was my play of the year.
That looked like my high school highlight reel.
Yeah.
I thought he was concussed too after he took that fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were you going to say, Galen?
I was gonna say that I don't know if any of you guys recall what Coach Sampson said about when we played Texas about the kid Weaver,
Mm-hmm.
the light skinned kid, about how he kind of played athletic. Yeah, yeah. And I feel like Malik can be similar to for us as to like he is for Texas as far as like you're a 6'2" athletic guard, long and wiry. You can kind of affect the game with your athleticism and your energy. I do feel like Malik can have that type of role for our team if he like chooses to completely buy into that.
Yep.
Because Malik is super duper stupid athletic.
He's
Athletic.
amazing around the rim. He's really
But it's just like even like in the summer in conditioning when I was watching him, it just looked like when he was running, it was like he was like wind resistant. It's like he wasn't even trying. It was just like the breeze was just bouncing off of him. It was crazy. Like a sports car.
He's
Like
he's really springy and floats.
springy, super, and it's like you'll never know. But it's just like that kid. He can really take on that type of role for our team.
I'm looking at the Duarte photos, and they're good. Jamal came into the post-game press conference with Kelvin, and that was by design. They wanted to just have the senior leader there. But Jamal struggled keeping a straight face and all that. He was like this the whole time. He struggled. And in one of these Duarte photos, you can see Jamal's head right behind Kelvin, and he's like rolling the eyes. And it's just a perfect capture of kind of where he has been tonight. Poor guy. But yeah, those are pretty good pictures. I'm not going to put them up because that's somebody's copyright, and we're just not going to do that, especially something like that. But we'll use yours, Starns. I don't have a problem with that.
It just got published. It's out. It's on Twitter. It's on the internet.
The interweb. Let's see. I'm going to look at this.
Shout out the amazing Ann Lee. The photo.
Y'all really make this poor guy look like he's angry. I didn't get that vibe at all. I'm gonna try to put it on here. We'll see if it works. Galen, talk to me about Jamal's night and what it means
crazy.
to come back from what he did. What happened
reading my
at
notes.
Kansas? Okay.
I'm sure being the type of guy he is, he probably watched that game along with the team film session. And you kind of, when you reflect and you're objective, you can, see what you did wrong. And he probably saw a lot of instances where he could have attacked and created something, because whenever he's in that type of mode and when he's kind of hunting his own offense, teams will gravitate towards him because they know how dangerous he is. And in turn, that creates something for someone else. So I just think that whenever the top note that I have is whenever he's aggressive, he takes our team to another level. And like you can kind of see his aggression level, and like he just attacks different. It's like his intentions are different. He's almost like just kind of seeking murder. Like he's just trying to find a shot attempt. And it's just like I just feel like he knows he can get his shot off anytime he wants. And it's like in certain times that can kind of make you kind of passive. But whenever he's aggressive, hunting his own offense, that helps our team because there's not a guy in America that can keep him in front of them. And that's the best. That's our best. Oh brother.
You can just hear it, can't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
So after the presser,
It even looks like he's saying, Galen!
God damn it, Galen!
Yeah.
after the
Let's
presser,
go.
I asked Jamal, like, because I didn't remember if he was the one holding him back. I was like, what is it like to try to hold back Kelvin Sampson? He said, I wasn't the one holding him. I want to know what was going through. It was Emmanuel, Juwan, and Javier's mind.
Javier and Quanis. Quanis got between him and the ref pretty quick.
Yeah.
Coach, baby, let me get you, baby, so you don't get hurt somebody, baby.
Well, I mean, Galen, you probably know this. Quanis kind of limps around like, he's always got this foot issue, but
yeah,
he showed some athleticism there. getting in front of that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with one of these comments. Cole, thanks for the access to Galen and Towns and Starns.
Yeah. Just kind of completely disregarded your.
How do I block Cole?
Man
You're
speaks
welcome, Cole.
truth.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Kelvin was spicy. The look of concern on Emmanuel's face is student section got it. Yeah. They were doing a lot of goofy things in the student section with the, I don't know, paper mache or whatever the hell they had over there. Trying to replicate what you saw at BYU. Not quite there.
Oh yeah, with the
Practice
inflatables.
makes perfect.
Yeah.
They tried.
Yes, Raul, they are on X. So you can find those in Duarte's or on the Daily Cougar or Ann Lee or Starnes probably. Mario told me he got some good photos. Mario's had a day, our photographer. He got hit on 45, I believe, trying to come here. So yeah, he had a day. Poor guy. Could have been worse. Could have been Tony Padilla getting screamed at by a senior citizen. There were only 25 fouls called against U of H. It really felt like there were a lot more.
For sure. Yeah.
They definitely cooled off after
The tees, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most of those led to free throws too.
Yeah, there was a lot of free throws in that second half. How many did they shoot in the second half? Let's just look. 22 in the second half for Oklahoma State. U of H shot, I think, 14 in the game. Yeah, that's fun. And
11 out of 14.
Yeah. What else y'all got? Let's see.
I have another stat. Interesting stat. The amount of torn Achilles in the building went from 1 to 2. Because Terrence was there, but then there was it was Greek night. They had two fraternities playing a pickup game as the halftime show. Pretty enthralling, and a player.
I'm sorry, pretty enthralling.
Yeah.
Okay.
A player on one of the teams on a fast break seemingly tore his Achilles towards the end, and it was
rather sad.
It was a tough sight.
Damn, very unfortunate.
What's y'all's worst pickup injuries?
That's crazy. Both, like the second time that I broke my foot, which was going into my senior year, it was the day before we started our off season. And
well, that's convenient.
Yeah, and it was because of. I mean, and the first time I broke my foot was going into my junior year, and I was going against Rob Gray, and my foot just broke. And then the second time I was playing pickup, and came down on someone's foot on a shot, and foot broke again. So it was just like, damn, very unfortunate events.
Sean Piper.
I'm glad you don't have any pickup, story injuries, Ryan. It almost fits.
True story. When I was 5 years old, I tried out. No. I tried out for the Iowa. No, listen to me, damn it. I tried out for the Iowa
at that age.
No, I was 5'9" in the 6th grade, and here I am 30 fucking years later and still 5'9". In the fifth, or when I was 5 years old, I tried out for the Iowa Louisiana team, and my dad was one of the coaches, and they cut me. I never even got the opportunity to have a pickup game injury because I got cut at 5 years old. And I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go play baseball."
Oh shit, that is sad, brother. That is. Your dad is on staff.
And then in junior high, I coached a young elementary school. No, that's high school. It was in high school, and I coached an elementary team, and we won our league because of my coaching genius and we had the only black kid in the league. And it turns out the little white Baptist kids could not keep up with him. So we won that league. And that's my two basketball stories.
Coaching success. Wow.
Hey, retired. Hall of Fame in that Baptist league in Baytown. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of that.
Man.
We have talked so little about this game and about Oklahoma State, and they were pretty bad. I mean, they look like a young team. I thought the energy in this building sucked in the first half. I just thought the crowd was really late. The traffic sucked outside.
Definitely true.
U of H is going to have to do something about that. They haven't. It continues on and on and on. And if you want people here at 6 o'clock on a weekday, you got to fix that. And, I mean, you control the traffic lights around here at Scott and Holman and at Cullen and Holman. You got to fix it. You got to fix it on Elgin. And that's something athletics can do. But this team wasn't ready for this environment, even though I don't think the first half environment was very good. I think it was still kind of sleepy into the second half until Kelvin woke everybody up. And this place got loud and it got rowdy and it got fun.
Yeah.
And so
one thing I will say about Coach Samp is nothing that he does isn't like everything he does is calculated.
Yeah, that was choreographed.
So rather than whatever, if it was supposed to inspire our team or inspire the crowd, there was a reason behind it, and he made that very clear to me. When after I graduated and we had like this long conversation, nothing he does isn't. He's a precise guy, and a very smart dude, very 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 smart dude.
Y'all noticed once Alan Bishop came to get him. So Alan Bishop is in shape, I guess you could say. He has worked
weights.
out before. Yeah.
He lifts weights daily.
But I saw that boy eating cupcakes at halftime, and he got his sugar rush for that 15-minute mark. Gonna have to get people in the stands early for Iowa State. I don't know how you figured that out. The game starts at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
Damn.
It's a Monday night.
I just feel like there might be more of a sense of urgency to get to that game rather than, seeing Oklahoma State. How Houston people
you're
are.
Right.
Man. It's very inconsistent, but that you got to make do with what you got.
I mean, you got to leave 90 minutes before you want to come to these games. You just do.
And that's if you're leaving from downtown.
Well, I don't know about that. But if you're coming from the west side, you got to leave a long time before the game starts. And I feel bad for people that have to do that, but they do. The crowd got pretty good. It was solid. It wasn't a sellout or packed house or anything like that, but it was good. And I mean, you just came from an environment at Kansas where everybody was in their seats 20 minutes before, but it was a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, and the biggest game they've had there in a while.
In Kansas.
But those people have to come from a long way. They're not all in Lawrence. So you can say there's that benefit, but there's also, some other side. It is a city of Houston issue, not solely a U of H problem. You're right. And the Astros see it, and the Rockets certainly see it. And the Texans, if people ever actually go to those, they see that too.
I mean, it's a big city problem. I mean, it goes across all sports and everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad as LA, but then again, they might have worse locations than we do.
Yeah. The Big 12, you're going to have 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock games. That's what they do. That's what weekdays on ESPN are. When you get to ESPN Plus games, you can go to 7. But you don't want to be playing those games. You want to be playing ESPN, ESPN2 games. And that's just what you're going to deal with. And, everybody else in the conference deals with it. And U of H is going to have to do it too.
How crazy that a top 10 team, top 5 team, like plays on ESPN Plus. How crazy!
Well, everybody
is
in this league. I mean, Kansas has been on it a couple times in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
that? Not interested in those guys.
I think it's.
I'm just
it's,
saying.
Well, I mean, it's
There's been
just,
a lot.
It's
but
part
it's
of their
how you make the
strategy.
money. Yeah, you make the money by putting them on ESPN Plus and getting people to subscribe.
Ryan, did you see that they're looking at Fox and ESPN and Warner are looking to put together their own streaming package? Everything available through ESPN Plus or whatever.
Yeah. So I already have everything available through ESPN Plus. Why do I need to pay another package or another deal or change it? Yeah, I just don't understand. I haven't read a ton about
right
it.
There, for a lot of people, for me in particular, I can just get rid of cable then because that's all I watch.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be true.
So
And
I think, and probably Paramount Plus will go with that. So if they come up with a decent package for a decent price, then I'm all in on that. That's
Cable companies will fight this tooth and nail.
Oh, absolutely.
Then you get into Congress, and who knows how that goes. But yeah, trying to drive subscribers. Yeah, so we're talking about traffic now. That's pretty fascinating internet conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Did we miss anything? Is there anything we've? I mean, people are still watching. I don't know why you're still watching, but thank you.
They're watching because they've been notified that their Houston versus everybody gear has shipped. That's why they're watching.
Nice.
Is there?
And so yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm glad I was able to tell everybody. So there will be a restock on onesubstantial.com if you guys want to get your hands on some exclusive gear. That's not that exclusive. It's only been able to, you can only purchase it through me. So yeah, if you guys want to,
they gotta make sure
support,
they sign up right. So they
absolutely.
So you have to sign up via email, and you only email when you have something available. Is that the truth?
Yeah, I'm not about to bug you if I ain't got shit to offer.
Okay, Mom, do you hear that?
So I didn't miss any notifications, Galen. I signed up with 3 accounts.
We appreciate you. We appreciate your Towns, brother. Shit.
So whenever you send something out, I just get bling, 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 bling.
Yeah. Just whenever anything's available, or if there's we send out an email and there's a window to purchase, and if you miss it, you're shit out of luck. That's just how it works.
Everybody gets in line.
Then you gotta wait. Yeah. So shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy. He knows.
I don't know how to say the first name, but thank you.
Yeah. GC.
Yeah. Hang on. Y'all are unintentional. Sometimes it's intentional. Just sometimes. Carolina got beat by Clemson. Oof.
Oh.
Clemson's had a weird. Where is do y'all know the Texas score? Anybody? They were getting their asses handed to them.
It's Iowa. They play Iowa State, right?
Yeah, but they're at home.
We were talking about that game earlier. Damn.
I mean, Texas. If they lose this, they're 1-4 at home in the league, and they did lose it. And OU blew out BYU, and Texas Tech and Baylor.
What was that game? OU and BYU. That was at OU.
At OU. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing that's becoming pretty clear is that country club environment in Austin. It's not intimidating at all.
It's terrible. I tried telling people that it was just it was not any good.
Did y'all see that Kansas and Kansas State bullshit? Like, boy,
yes,
that Kansas State team, I wouldn't bet my life that they can complete a chest pass. It just seems like every pass was a turnover. And I'm just sitting there like I'm on FaceTime with one of my friends. He played at Syracuse. And I'm just like, bro, these dudes are bad. Like, and he was just like, yeah, I'm just like, how are you guys even in this game? Like with the inability to complete a clean pass. It's turnover after turnover, bad pass after bad pass. It's just like, how bad is Kansas on the road?
Well, that's a different kind of game. I mean, U of H just doesn't have hate like that. Like, you never even had that with Memphis. Those people
No,
hate each other.
no, that I don't know.
Them Midwestern people, when they only have one other school they have to worry about in their state, they just Iowa State, Kansas State, OU, Oklahoma State.
But
I mean, it's just
Kansas State was just bad. And I don't understand how they were able to just win that game. I have no idea.
because they were at home. Bramlage is a tough place to play. Those farm people, watch out.
If they played that
they
same game
can hold a
against
grudge.
us,
Kansas is 1-4 on the road. Texas is 1-4 at home. Make it make sense.
make it make sense.
This
Welcome to
is
the Big
why
12.
you have to keep winning every single home game. You're going to come
Yes.
down to the Oklahoma and the Kansas games at the end of the year. And if you've won all your games, that Oklahoma game could be for the league. And if you don't win it, Kansas is for the league. And I mean, I'm going to tell you, U of H has a great opportunity.
The way the season's going right now, and looking how that schedule's playing out, that UCF game right now is the most dangerous game left on the schedule.
That is
Well,
a very,
I don't agree with that.
That's
I
an
don't agree with that.
overlook.
that is
Saturday.
that is definitely an overlooked game. I agree with you, Towns, for sure. That is definitely an overlooked game on a lot of people's schedules.
Because I mean, they were talking on the broadcast tonight that the U of H already has the Kansas game circled. They know what March 9th is. So
Man.
that UCF
They going,
game is
dangerous. And aren't they going to Cincy the next game, right? Am I tripping or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a hard game.
That's a hard place to. That is a hard place to play. UCF, that is a hard place to play. Like you
Cincinnati
better come with your mind right.
Cincinnati has not been up for this game like they're going to be this weekend in several years.
You know, I think
they are going to
I think
be ready.
Cincy's conference record is, I think it's below 500.
Okay.
But I think all the games that they've lost have been like probably by about a combined 7 points.
Yeah.
So that's a team who could very much, if one or two possessions go differently in each game, they could arguably be first place in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's a game that's a lot more difficult to win than people realize. That is a hard place to play. That is a very hard place to play.
Cincinnati's 2-2 at home.
They lost by 4 to West Virginia. They lost by 5 to Kansas. 4 to OU.
They lost by 1 to Texas.
3 to Baylor, 1 to Texas.
Like
so,
that is,
they're going to the wire.
That's wired, and that's like the final. They probably started fouling, and then the lead probably got bigger than what it was. But that is a hard. That's a tough ball club up there for sure, for sure. Like that is not an easy place to win.
Used to be, and that's never an easy place to go to.
No.
Fifth Third, man, I remember that place. Boy, that shit was shaking my eardrums.
What were your thoughts of Mick Cronin? Did you ever have interactions or opinions about that guy?
Know, my mom at the conference tournament, my mom made good friends with his wife. And obviously,
boy, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
But it's just like she was like, yeah, she's a cool dude. And if I'm not mistaken, she's a black lady. But I just always the type of guys that Mick Cronin had. You know, you kind of had some tough hood black dudes, and I've talked to several of them since we've been out of college. But to be able to get dudes who come from the toughest of demographics to kind of follow your leadership, you're a white guy who might be 5'2", 5'3". That's tough. That's
like
tough.
Joe Pesci.
That's tough. And I just remember playing against his teams. Coach Simp, he always had the most respect for Mick. And you could tell the type of respect that Mick's players had for him just by how just how much respect he commanded on the sidelines. You kind of always felt his presence, and his players, he really had a lot of discipline on his team. So I've always thought, even when he was able to do it at UCLA, they went to the Final Four, I always thought the world of him as a coach. And I always thought he was a tremendous leader. Definitely a really big culture guy, and a guy who will probably always and forever have a chip on his shoulder, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you can ever call him a really big anything, but he could be a culture guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that
also
guy that
fortunate
guy
that
is a
he's
that
also fortunate
guy.
that he had Cumberland for 15 years.
Oh, well, he had two
No,
of them, right?
that guy, Jacob Evans, and I remember like whenever Jacob Evans when he got drafted by the Warriors, whenever the Warriors were in the playoffs playing against the Rockets in the Western Conference Finals, they were practicing at our arena, and so you seen KD, Steph, like the whole Warriors team just in our face, like, and it was just like, God damn. And I remember just talking to Jacob whenever they were done with practice, like, because they always were in a bunch of close games and there was games that were close that shouldn't have been close. So you might see Cincinnati versus South Florida. It might go down to the wire. And that was when South Florida was at the bottom of the American. So and I was like, why were y'all always in that predicament? And Jacob would say, like, we had this drill at practice where like you had to get 3 stops in order to like kill the drill. And he was like, no matter how far we were down or how far the game felt out of reach, we always knew as a team and felt as a team that we can get 3 stops in a row to turn around any game. And I was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Uh,
I
just
I think one
throwing
of the
that out there.
things with these the two sort of overlooked games, a good benefit that U of H does have is that Cincinnati and UCF those are not unfamiliar territories like they have been
Exactly.
all
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
You know the teams, you know the environment. The environment's probably going to
Scheme.
be rowdier than they have been. You know the scheme, all of that, and so that I assume they'll be able to lean on that a little bit in those games to come on. But again, those are going to be
Timeout.
tough
Timeout.
environments.
Mom, he hasn't notified anybody of anything.
we,
It's coming. It's going to come.
we got you, Mama. We got you. Don't worry about it.
You're going to be taken care of.
She
Welcome,
real
Mama
for that one though.
Monzo.
She real for that one though. Wow, that's crazy.
She real for that one. Yeah. I can't believe she's up this late. I can't believe I'm up this late. Any thoughts on signing day tomorrow? I don't know any surprises that are coming. You got the 4-star from Alabama last night. You can thank Zach Etheridge for that. Got to sit down with Zach today. Sat down with Sean Bell and Derek Sherman, who I really like. Derek Sherman, Cincinnati guy. Derek Sherman said Gold Star chili better than Skyline. I don't know Gold Star. I'm gonna check them out though. I really liked the 3 guys. I've liked every guy on this staff, and they all. I don't know if it's what they have to say, but they all say the same thing: is that Willie is all about relationships, and he's all about going at kids the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And they all say that with him, with Willie Fritz, every day, everything you do, you always know what's expected of you. You always know how he wants it done. And so everything is laid out. Everybody knows exactly where they stand at all times. And that is probably the most important thing a coach can do when you're starting a program, is that you give your guys, they just know exactly where they're at. And with Dana, they didn't.
Yeah.
You just never knew who stood where or what was. And Dana was so off the wall. But I think this cart's going to stop behind me at some point, and the noise will go away. There it went. But Dana, the guys never knew where they stood. And because he had been here for so long, guys just kind of accepted that. And now you're just going to have to, it's just a whole new world. And I think that you're going to see people be really excited by Willie and his staff, but you are not going to be excited from day one. It's going to be a rebuild. This program is in shambles. You need to retain the talent you have and develop them, and develop the new guys coming in. And that's going to take time. And it's not going to be pretty at the start. And if fans are smart enough to see that and say, show me the progress from September 1st to October 1st to November 1st to December 1st, If you can see progress, that's what you need to focus on. But there's
One
going
thing
to
I
be a
will
lot of
say-
angry people on this show middle of September when you're at OU.
Yeah, they'll get over it. But I'd say the best, one of the most important strengths for a coach to have is just relatability. You know, your guys being able to understand when you're coming from. Like I remember, like let's say with Coach Samp, obviously he's old school. I was fucking 18, 19. It was a time where he tried to show me something, and then Coach Kellen, he'd come and try and kind of put it in my language for me to understand and make it, and it's just I
What
just
do you
feel
mean?
like Coach Simp, he's a perfectionist. Like, so he's gonna tell you however he thinks of it in that moment. Whereas like Coach Kell, he knows like in certain cases, Coach Kellen, he might know where it's coming from and know the message that he's trying to get across. And so you have your staff on board that they understand your message and they understand how to get it across to your guys. And I do feel like that was like a big component of our program was just the relatability that we have with our coaching staff just because of our close-knit relationship. And I do feel like that's the best way to get the most out of your guys.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see that they all have a unified vision for what they're trying to achieve.
Exactly.
That every coach is on the same page, and there's a lot. I mean, that makes a huge difference. You don't have one guy flying off the hook, and you don't know where he's going to be mentally every single day. One day he could be the greatest guy in the world. The next day he's the biggest asshole in the world, and it's going to rip you. And then then it gets personal. But with what we've seen so far and what you've told me, Ryan, is these guys are going to be all on the same page, and they're all going to bring the exact same attitude and the exact same effort every day, and it's going to be consistent no matter what. No, don't get too high, don't get too low. Just everybody stay on the same page, and anything can happen there. I mean, I've already been on record saying we're going 8-5 next year, so I'm not.
I don't understand. You're an idiot. The beer is not down. Our forum for our members, Gold Star and Skyline are best when you put them directly in the trash. Sip, not sailing.
Recruit,
retain, develop.
That chili with spaghetti thing, that stuff is terrible. I had someone who lived in Nashville, but you know what is good? Barbecue with spaghetti.
Blew my mind.
Never thought I would like that. When they brought that out, I thought, no, this is crazy. This can't be good. And I had it, and I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome.
Interstate in Memphis. That was a trip that there are probably 15 memories from that trip. Towns and me and 10 or 12 other people.
What year was that? Liberty Bowl?
2006.
Yeah.
Towns missed our flight.
Yes.
And we flew to Little Rock because he was drunk. We flew to Little Rock to drive to Memphis, and we had to wait in Little Rock. And we were just circling the city, and we had lunch.
Poop at the zoo.
And my stomach was so, I was like, uh-oh. And we got off the interstate, and I paid admission to the zoo to go in there and poop. We were right across from War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock.
Bro. That's crazy.
Tell me about it.
Sounds like the start of a country song right there.
Yeah.
My
fat asshole friend.
Poop in the zoo.
LOL. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh,
wow,
Jesus Christ.
She's really watching this, man. That's cool.
I don't think she's ever watched it live. Is a crazy thing.
Yeah, I feel it's the first time I've seen like her commentary.
Yeah, we don't need her.
I feel like she would have had a lot more to say in other shows.
I don't know what hobo move means, but yeah, when you really do need a Buc-ee's. I think we had Waffle House that day, and that's why I was struggling.
That Waffle House,
Yeah, Little Rock Waffle House. So
That means it's really
yeah.
good.
Baylor is up 13 with about
Wasn't it-
6.5 minutes to play.
I think Waffle House should start doing pay-per-views and have their chefs fight other Waffle Houses. That would be the coolest thing ever. 'Cause those folks don't play.
Charles, you wildin', but yeah, you're right though.
Those people don't play, man.
So I was in Lawrence this weekend, and there's nothing open at 3 in the morning in Lawrence, it turns out. And I woke up at 3 in the morning. And so I found a Waffle House 35 miles away.
Boy, hell no.
And I was like, F it, I'm driving there. And so I drove there, and 4 in the morning. And there was a sign across from me that says you can make reservations at Waffle House on Valentine's. Take your lady to the Waffle House.
Always been for the people, man. They've
Take
always
your
been
lady
for the
to the Waffle House.
Get your morning started off right, man.
On
Or end
Valentine's.
your night right, man.
End your night right.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. If we could get any company in the world to sponsor anything we do, Waffle House would be number one on my list.
No bullshit.
Okay.
There's no company, there's Buc-ee's, Whataburger, anything.
Yeah.
Unless we could get Towns an adult diaper sponsorship, then I would be perfectly.
I would take it. I would use the product, and I would never have to leave my chair.
Hey, brother. No, Waffle House is good eats, man. Good quality.
I ain't going near any lady.
If the chef ain't pulling up, if you pull up and the chef ain't smoking a cig before you walk in, I don't want it, man. I don't want
it. Exactly.
He needs to be in a paper hat. He needs to be
doesn't have
smoking
at
a
least
cigarette.
a little blood on his collar or something.
And gloves on.
Yeah. And he struck the match to light the cigarette on his arm. That's what you need. This Waffle House streaming service. Oh no.
I was about to put an APB out for Gwen.
Oh no, Gwen. Oh.
No, Gwen, come on. I thought you knew what was good.
I thought you were part of us.
I look at you differently now, Gwen. Look at you differently now.
That's deflating. That's deflating.
He was doing well, man. Damn.
Man. Okay, so let's wrap this up and maybe talk about basketball, or we could just keep going to Waffle House. You ain't got a problem with me on that. Brad, what are your quick final thoughts?
Good win. Good to flush that previous game at Kansas and just get back to playing basketball like you can. It was, we talked about last time that, you got to define the moment or it will define you. They came out and set the tone real quick. And immediately within the first couple of minutes, you could tell, okay, the team is back. There is no hangover. They've put that game behind them. There's no problem there. And they just kept going. You got some good contribution from some guys that you haven't been able to get a whole lot out of. And so it was great to see, because that's exactly what's going to make the difference in March. The end of this season, when everything's on the line, you're going to have a bunch of different guys making small impact plays.
Yeah, like Tom said, a good win that, you did what you need to do at home. You were able to get a lead early and then be able to rest your starters. And you put yourself back in good position in the standings after just, really one hiccup. And you're able to see good things from your bench as well. And so overall, just, a nice win. And now you got to go, you got a few days until you go into a tough place in Cincinnati, and then you get a week off. So you can really sort of take advantage of what you have, especially with your starters.
You have the loudest pen I've ever heard with all that clicking.
Yeah, my bad. But
what you got?
Just the final thoughts. I thought we played the game that we needed to have, and the guys who needed to have the games that they needed to have had them. I thought it was really important for Jamal, especially as him being the head of the snake, to kind of get back into his attacking mindset.
Wait. Did you use the phrase "head of the snake"?
Yeah,
Jamie
I know.
Hollingsworth. Yeah. All right.
No, that is a Kelvinism.
Okay.
Yeah. But I thought that he did what he was supposed to do, and the team followed suit. It's just so crazy to me how we've gotten to the point where we can lose at Kansas, and everybody thinks they have a solution. Like it's, and I wouldn't even say that it was our I wouldn't say our game plan was bad. It's just that the game plan that we had, theirs was, better. They were at home. You're getting up for a game that it's a top 5 game. It's a team that's ranked higher than you, who's favored to win for the second time, and Lord knows how long, in Allen Fieldhouse, coming to your home court. And, they're playing with, like coaches say, playing with the positive fear. They were playing with the positive fear that the team that they were facing was well capable of beating them. So but it's just crazy how certain things can happen, and the fans that our supporters just think that what we do all of a sudden, because we won one game and we're ranked number 5 in the nation, that what we do just doesn't work. It's a saying that goes around. It's called players fuck up too. You know what I'm saying? It's just one game. We're gonna learn from it, watch film, and then handle business accordingly. But I just don't like how everybody feels like, and the stuff I was reading from these suggestions was like, if you had a team, you guys would never win a game. They were talking about like the craziest shit that I could read. And it's just like, just stay the course, trust the system, trust what we've built, and just know that it has worked for us.
You just can't read that stuff.
I'll just be reading just to see how like ridiculous it is, and just like, you have zero credibility. Like, the shit you're suggesting will result in a worse defeat and more losses.
The crazier the takes get, the better I think that the program is doing, because nothing brings out crazy like success.
That is Towns. Hey, brother. Toast up to that, man. That is some true shit. That is some true shit.
My final thoughts.
Thomas at one time, and he said at the end of Coach Mack's career, he was working at a boys club in Chicago, and we have a technical foul right here. Uh-oh. He's been ejected. Wow.
And Kelvin Sampson, with his team up 20, just got the gate on his home floor.
I don't know why these people are so focused on being up 20. That does not change a coach's mindset.
Just watch how Coach Sam just walk off like a player, though. Let me just do my little walk.
He was stomping.
When y'all watch that clip back, before they go to the different camera angle, put it on slow motion and watch.
It looks like a streaker. Like, I thought it was like a streaker. Like, I thought it was somebody running on the court who had no business being on there. And this our head coach.
Watch Sharp's face. Watch Sharp's face whenever it gets right before it goes to the next camera angle, to the floor camera angle. He looks completely shocked. Oh, God, that was so good.
Thomas at one time, and he said at the end of Coach Mack's career, he was working at a boys club in Chicago, and we have a technical foul right here. Uh-oh. He's been ejected. Wow.
Oh my God, I can't believe he said that.
That guy.
Yeah. That's a fucking foul. Oh yeah, for sure. God damn. Coach is hilarious, man.
Yeah. So my final thoughts is you beat them points in the paint 44-16. I mean, that is I mean, you had more fouls than they had points in the paint. This is the commentary I'm here for. Oh, we're going backwards. We're going backwards. That's on me.
Poor leadership.
Waffle House grows.
Michael, you're no fun, bro.
Nope, not at all. We need to
How do you
watch
block?
who
How
goes
do you
there
block?
on
How
balance.
do you block Michael?
The right.
That brother can't be trusted. Clearly,
That brother can't be trusted.
your brother can't be trusted.
We need to watch who goes there on Valentine's. Talent, it's almost time for Cougar baseball. Omaha bound.
Hey, everybody's free to go to Omaha anytime you want.
Yep, nice town. Y'all are off the rails.
True.
Appreciate the show. Now that's a poster. I don't know what that means, but I bet it would be. You're 7-3 in the league. You're up a game on Baylor and Kansas, I believe now.
And you said
If
Baylor's
Baylor
down?
wins tonight. Yeah, Baylor's
Baylor's,
up.
Baylor's 72-57 right now.
They're
You
leading.
have the
so-
game on
yeah, they-
Iowa
yeah, they-
State's.
Yeah, so
They
they'll
won
be
that.
6-3. So you'll have a half game on them, a half game on Iowa State. Not on Kansas. I messed that up. Well, yeah, a half game on Kansas because they're 6-4.
Your full game, yeah.
Oh yeah, full game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Damn,
Ryan, wake up, bro.
It's 10:05. It's just not going to
brother.
happen.
Oh, brother.
We get to empty the tank this on Saturday because we got a week off until.
I mean,
next
you're gonna everything you got because those guys are gonna be. They're gonna know that Sunday is either gonna be hell, or a light day, or maybe a day off.
Yeah, paradise.
So yeah, I think Saturday is the most important game of the year. If you can get a win at Cincinnati, get that third road win, that puts you in position to get in position. And yeah,
Control your own destiny.
I am going to football tomorrow, which is only 12 hours away, so I might as well just stay here. And not a math major. But yeah, go into that. I don't expect to get much out of it. He'll tell us about these guys that we don't know that much about, and
We'll take his word for it.
yeah. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Typically
And
how
so-
it goes.
We'll see.
Hey, Ryan, I appreciate you,
Oh
bro.
God, here we go.
There's some cool shit you're doing, man.
I mean, it's like you use the same script
Hey,
every week.
Hey, but the thing is, like, this is just my
I'm all for it.
notepad. Like, it ain't like this is unscripted, even though it's familiar. This is some cool shit, man. I'm glad to this is gonna be like huge. I'm glad to be a part of it, man. God damn, me and my boy Starns with the helmet hair, and Towns with the beer belly. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'm glad to be here, man. God damn.
Should make a supercut of all the times he says that at the end of the
We
year.
might do that. Yeah, I think this one against Cincinnati is a big one. Man, if you get that one, you are right where you want to be. You've got a week off, and then you got Texas and Iowa State coming to town.
That's lovely.
Saturday,
short
Monday.
That's lovely.
But both of those games are at home.
That's
Both of those
lovely.
teams have to travel here. Iowa State will play Saturday and then fly here Sunday to play Monday. That's huge.
That's lovely.
So,
We're gonna beat the shit out of them.
yeah. Shout out to Malik for earning more minutes. That's what we should do. Shout out Starns.
Shout out to Starns, man.
Yeah.
My boy Starns looking like
what we
Dylan and
doing.
Cole Sprouse, man, with the helmet hair. My boy Starns. Yes, sir. Hey, Starns, are you ever gonna cut your hair, bro?
I just cut it. This was
His hair was down
Okay.
like past his shoulders.
But I
Yeah.
mean like an actual you look when you
Haircut?
pull up looking like Towns, yeah.
Oh, maybe one day.
Nah.
Go high and
hasn't got
tight?
that far. High and tight, man. High and tight.
Probably one day.
Yeah. Post children. Yeah. Feel you, bro.
Hair's got to be good until I get married, and then I don't care after that.
Yeah. Facts.
Good work, Starns.
Seems to be the way it works, man.
Y'all get Starns a Floby. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's an old school reference right there.
Yeah.
Facts.
So there you go. Cougars win it. I don't even know the score. 79-63. You know, when that Kellen was coaching, they got a lot closer. I mean, you popped up at 29, but they got a lot closer. You got to watch out for that guy. That Kellen.
I did think it was funny to watch them when we brought the bench in. They decided to press so they could get it below 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Get it
below the spread. Mm-hmm.
Make it look better so they can go home and delude themselves. Hey, we're not terrible. We didn't get blown out. No, you got blown out.
Yeah, it's a building block for old Mike Boynton. Boynton, yeah. Kelvin is always talking about how good a coach that guy is. Every time they play him. And I think it's because they want to just keep whooping his ass. Like, you got to keep that guy in a job.
I feel like he just had a bad luck just with injuries and shit from his team. That's tough, man.
That's tough.
Yeah. But
everybody has injuries, yeah.
Exactly. Coach Sam says we're all a sprained ankle away from mediocrity. You know, shit, got to deal with it.
I think Kelvin's honest whenever he says things like that. He
yeah. He definitely sincere.
He seems like he's more in tune with the bigger picture, and him being able to be a mentor to people and share what he knows with other people and help them seems be a big focus on what he does.
Let alone his name being one of the most respected names in basketball. Like,
right.
Yeah, definitely a respected name.
Yeah.
Damn. Is that on ESPN?
Yes.
Oh shit! They playing Tech? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's very young. They have 2 freshman starters, a sophomore starting.
One of them younger than JoJo. That's crazy. Are they up 7 now? Damn. Oh, it's at Tech too. Oh, this is Baylor. I'm tripping.
Play-by-play from Galen.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I stay watching college for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's over. Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all so much. GoCougs.com. Great content coming this week, I think. Who knows?
I think it's great.
Thank you, Galen. Appreciate that, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll see y'all again soon. Thanks for watching. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, Kelvin.
Thank you, everybody,
for creating content. Appreciate that. All right. Later.